Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news.
The Baha Mar mega resort is one step closer to opening its doors. That story straight ahead.
DEU officers bring 3 men before the magistrate's court today. That story is coming up straight ahead.
Why the National Security Minister says he's not shocked by the recent murders of 2 teens. Plus, the PLP takes its election campaign down south.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, amid ongoing uncertainty over the sale and opening of Baha Mar, government celebrated a major milestone today. Exactly 1 month before the first phase of the resort opens, China Construction America Bahamas handed over the site to the developer Ctfe Enterprises Limited this afternoon. Our Jasmine Brown was there for the handover and filed this report. Jasmine?
Prime Minister Perry Christie was a key player in this afternoon's handover, which took just a matter of minutes and was attended by Baha Mar officials as well as several cabinet ministers.
It is all go, and it's all go right now. This is real.
While handing over the certificate of temporary occupancy to Baha Mar President Graham Davis outside the resort's casino, Christie called the handover a significant day.
Today, Baha Mar is being transferred to a world-class company. One that successfully manages prestigious hotels across the world, including 3 successful resorts in the Caribbean.
Davis says now that they have received their certificate, they will be moving fast and furiously to get the multi-billion-dollar resort fully operational.
We're making very quick advancement. We're just over 1,000 in the hiring process and reaching our full potential of opening with 1,500 associates on day 1 on April 21st. We're well on our way. We have an exciting team that are ready to make sure we open to the world and set the new standards.
Meantime, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Works Philip Brave Davis says there is no more uncertainty regarding Baha Mar, and that means an automatic boost for the Bahamas' economic outlook.
One of the factors that Moody's referred to as to the reason why they downgraded us was the uncertainty about the opening of Baha Mar. That there's no more uncertainty about it. We were always certain about it, and with that happening, you can see what that means to our economy.
With the official handover happening today, lead negotiator for the Baha Mar remobilization team, Jerome Fitzgerald, says it's now time for everyone, specifically F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, to get on board and support this project.
At the end of the day, I hope now that after all that Dr. Minnis has said, when this property does open on April 21st, that he will resign, because he should resign if he is that positive that this resort will not open. It's unfortunate the things that he has said. It's really had a negative impact on the development and on the employees.
Fitzgerald also confirmed there is still some unfinished business. The developer has yet to secure a gaming license.
From what I understand on the gaming license side, that is in process. I think they have a public hearing scheduled sometime soon, which is also part of the process. I understand the interviews that need to take place are all in the process of happening. So it's all laid out as far as the timetable and schedule that we were given initially.
It is expected that on April 21st, the Hyatt, the Convention Center, golf course, amenities, and hotel stores will all be open. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
In other news, while the recent murders of 2 teenage boys have shocked many, Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage insists he was not shocked by the double murder. Nottage says with the way things have unfolded in recent months, young men are being caught up in the violence that continues to claim countless lives.
I'm not shocked because I think that I have a fair knowledge of what is happening, and when you look at what's happening in the Boys Industrial School and even in the Majesty's Prison, where relatively youngsters, teenagers, have been charged with these crimes. So unfortunate, and we have to work very hard at dealing with it.
The teenagers, who have been identified as 13-year-old Keyshawn Williams of Plantall Street and 15-year-old Devontae Lindsay of Bozean Town, were found shot to death in Yellow Elder Gardens Sunday morning. The boys were discovered through a track road off Graham Drive. While he declined to speak specifically about the double murder, Nottage says the truth is too many young boys are enticed into a life of crime. Nottage called it a very sad situation.
Those of us who are familiar with incidents of crime in the country in recent years, and certainly in recent months, would be able to tell you that there has been a preponderance of relatively young persons, teenagers, involved in some of these crimes, which indicates to us that older men are taking advantage of these younger boys. They are, in a sense, entrapping them.
At that crime scene on Sunday, head of the Central Detective Unit, Chief Superintendent Clayton Fernander, raised the question of parental supervision as young men continue to die. Nottage also lamented that point.
Really, I think that we ought to be able to expect our parents to watch their kids, to supervise them, to discipline them, etc. And we just have to work on it. The business about penalizing parents is difficult.
Well, the Drug Enforcement Unit, along with U.S. law enforcement officers, took 3 men into custody after they seized a large amount of dangerous drugs during 2 separate incidents on Bimini on Sunday. Those men were brought before the magistrate's court today. Giorgio Bain has more.
And were arraigned in the magistrate's court today in connection with that major drug bust in South Bimini, where DEU officers seized both marijuana and cocaine. 54-year-old Shirley Swain, dressed in the denim shirt, was charged with possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. It is alleged that shortly after 8 a.m. on Sunday, officers executed a search warrant at a residence on South Bimini, where they discovered 191 pounds of marijuana with an estimated street value of $191,000. Swain, who reportedly lives on a boat in Port Royal, Bimini, was represented by attorney Ashley Carroll. He pleaded not guilty to the charge and was denied bail. He was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections and will return to court on June 16th. Also facing drug charges was Ramirez Stewart in the blue and gray hoodie and Richard Smith in the brown shirt, both of South Bimini. The pair was charged with 2 counts of possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply, 1 charge for cocaine and 1 count for marijuana. According to police reports on Sunday, officers, while in Bimini, stopped a vessel and discovered 20 pounds of suspected cocaine with a street value of $225,000, as well as 10 pounds of marijuana with a street value of $10,000. Both men pled not guilty to both charges and returned to court on May 31st. They were denied bail and will be remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Reporting for our News, I'm Giorgio Bain.
And crime once again becoming the focus of Prime Minister Perry Christie as he addressed dozens of Progressive Liberal Party supporters at a joint branch meeting last evening. The Prime Minister says Bahamians cannot allow the insanity going on in the country to continue to leave young men dead. This as he pointed out that crime can affect anyone at any time.
Even those who kill are victims. We cannot allow this to happen. So remember now, but for the grace of God, it could be you. Don't ever believe it is them. That's them other people. That's them gangs. There is a linkage between what is happening and the future security of our country.
Christie says it was during a recent funeral service for a 22-year-old man who had been lost to violence that he reflected on his own time as a troubled youth who had been expelled from school. If it wasn't for an intervention when even teachers had given up on him, Christie says his future may have turned out differently.
But an intervention was made in my own life. And I was given the opportunity to renew myself by way of a second chance. So that is why I said to my Minister of Education, I believe in the power, the redemptive power of second chance. A great opportunity lost for a country to develop young men, to have them contribute to the development of our country. This madness has to stop.
The country cannot allow mistakes to ruin the futures of young people who can go on to make a positive impact on the country, according to Christie, who says his administration is paving the way through the Star Academy at the site of the old Bahamas Academy on Wolf Road.
We're putting millions of dollars into the creation of an institution that will enable these children to go there, and we will apply psychiatric services, psychological services, whatever the child needs. And if the child cannot learn because they're hungry, then we are going to feed them. We must inform public policy by doing what is right for the kids of our country. They are our future.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis is following in the Prime Minister's footsteps, hinting that election is near. Addressing PLP supporters during last night's Joint Branch meeting, Davis asked Bahamians if they are ready.
No, it is almost time. Soon and very soon, our leader, the Prime Minister, is going to do that thing. He has been dropping hints here and there. He has advised it is only a short time now, just a small window. There's a small window in time to get registered. The question is, are you registered?
Now, more than ever, Davis says this election will be crucial for the future of the Bahamas. He says with F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, Bahamians will get change, but no progress. Rather, he says Christie is an experienced, wise leader who knows how to guide the country during turbulent times.
All elections matter. But when I think about what's at stake in this one, I just know we just have to prevail. We are fighting for the future of this country. We want to take the country forward. That's what we want to do. We want to do that by investing in you, by providing scholarships and opportunities for you, and creating new horizons for you. But the other fellas, what they want to do, they wish to take the country back. They want to stop and cancel your future.
Still to come on our news, the DPM admits BPL has failed to meet certain expectations. Plus, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month. That's coming up when our news returns.